This video goes along with Unit 3, Lesson 6. We are continuing to talk about unit rates and using unit rates to solve ratio word problems. Teacher example number 1. Priya, Han, Lynn, and Diego are all on a camping trip with their families. The first morning, Priya and Han make oatmeal for the group. The instructions for a large batch say bring 15 cups of water to a boil and then add 6 cups of oats. This information has been already organized into a table. For the questions that don't have it in a table, I would suggest taking the information and organizing it this way. Part 1 of this question is asking us to find each unit rate. Remember, a unit rate is how much for one, and in a rate we can have 2 different unit rates because each of the labels, or each of the categories, in this case water and oats, can each have a value of 1. To solve for the unit rate, I'm going to do these in 2 different colors to show you the 2 different unit rates, starting with this first one. I would suggest writing it in the margin as a fraction. And so we're taking the original information, 15 cups of water and 6 oats, and we want to make an equivalent rate where we have 1 cup of water. And so we're trying to figure out how much oats we should use. In rates, just like ratios, we can either multiply or divide. When we're finding a unit rate, we are typically going to be dividing, because we are going to be getting to a value of 1. And so 15 water divided by 15 would give us our value of 1 water. And so we're going to follow that same process here. 6 divided by 15. And we get 0.4. And make sure you're using a calculator, because a lot of these problems today will have decimals. The other unit rate is found when our second value is 1. So we're solving now for the amount of water if we had 1 cup of oats. So again, I'm going to set this up very similarly. 15 water over 6 oats. And this time we're making it equivalent so that we have 1 oat. How much water? Again, we are going to be dividing in this one because we divided 6 by 6 to get 1. So we will also do 15 divided by 6. And we get 2.5. For part 2, we are going to be using our unit rates to solve a similar problem. So the next weekend after the camping trip, Lynn and Diego each decide to cook a large batch of oatmeal to have breakfast ready for the whole week. Lynn is going to cook 5 cups of oats. So we want to set this up as 2 equivalent fractions, and our first fraction will be the unit rate we want to use. Okay, I'm going to input the information here, 5 cups of oats, into this first one. So for 5 cups of oats, we want to know how much water. When I'm deciding between using this unit rate or this unit rate, I'm going to choose the one where oats is 1 because I know the oats value here. So oats is 1 in this unit rate, so I'm going to have 1 oat over 2.5 cups of water. And then I'm making this equivalent. This time I'm going from 1 to a larger number, so I'm multiplying. So 1 oat times 5 would give me 5 oats. So 2.5 times 5 tells me I need 12 and 5/10 cups of water. All right, one more part to do. Part B, very similar. Again, I'm going to highlight for you the information that's important. Diego boils 10 cups of water. How many cups of oats does he need? Okay, so again, what we want to do is we're setting these up as two equivalent rates. And for this one, we know 10 cups of water, and we want to know how many oats. So again, I'm going to go back up to my table, and I want to choose the unit rate to help me. And this time, because I know the amount of water, I'm going to choose the unit rate that has 1 for water. So 1 water is 0.4 oats. And so again, this time, because we're using a unit rate, we're going to scale up. We're multiplying. 1 water times 10 would give me 10 cups of water. So we're going to do 4/10 oats times 10. And we get 4 oats. Be careful, make sure you're using a calculator showing your work. And remember, if we're making an equivalent rate, we are either multiplying or dividing. And when you're finding a unit rate, we are going to be typically dividing.